Hey dudes, welcome back to the mothership. This is it. This is the reveal of the bike I've mentioned on here a couple times. This is the 1972 Honda CB350 that I'm going to be doing a full restore on. I want to give you guys kind of an overview of the bike, give it a little unveiling for you guys, and talk about the background of this bike, how it came into my possession, what's already been done to it, and what needs to be done in the future. So let's roll that intro. All right, so as I said, this is a 1972 Honda CB350. This particular bike is actually my uncle's bike. He and my father purchased these bikes, or this bike, and my dad purchased the bigger version of this bike, the CB700, back in the 70s. And they rode them for years. Well, I guess this bike actually wasn't ridden that much because it's only got 4,754 miles on it, which is not that much. I put more on that on my bikes. My dad got rid of his 700 in around the time my brother was born in the 80s. And this bike, instead of being sold off, just ended up going to my grandparents' garage, where it sat under a tarp for about 40 years. My uncle obviously stopped riding it, and it just kind of withered away in the dust. At some point, I think around the time my grandparents died, my dad decided it'd be really fun to rebuild this bike. It's very similar, at least looking, to his 700, and he really wanted to kind of relive those old memories on his bike. He doesn't have his bike anymore, but this was an option. My uncle didn't want it anymore, so it made its way to, got a cord caught there. So it made its way to my parents' old house in Central Mass. My dad had the intention of rebuilding it himself, and it promptly went into the basement and was kind of forgotten about. So, fast forward, I don't know how many years, and my parents were about to move. My dad decided, it'd still be fun to work on. My brother had an interest in working with him, so they moved the bike out to my brother's house with the intention of working on out there. Fast forward a couple months, my brother actually had his second kid, so his ability to spend time doing stuff like this kind of completely went away, and my dad, his intention of working on the bike when he was out there completely went away because he'd rather spend time with his niece and his nephew, or his granddaughter and his grandson. So I thought, it's just wasting away in the warehouse now. I may as well pick it up, and this will be part of the channel. I'll rebuild it myself. I've always had an interest in working on these bikes. I have illusions of doing, some old Harleys or something at some point. So this will be a good bike for me to learn on. I've heard, this CB motor is, it's a workhorse. It takes a lot of abuse. This bike hasn't ran in how many years, but I feel like we take it apart, fix some of the seals and stuff, it's probably gonna run like new. It's got like no miles. I know it hasn't been submerged or, dropped or anything like that. It's been kept in a garage in decent condition. As you can tell, we've already got the exhausts off. We've got the master cylinder off. There's no brake or anything on this side. I pulled the battery a couple days ago. We put new tires on it. The gas tank is leaking, so it's off. My dad's actually trying to work on that himself. I have the seat. It's somewhere sitting over there. It's in good condition. And then I have boxes and boxes of the parts that we took off. We even have the original saddlebags up there. They completely need to be painted because they're disgusting. But, I'm not really entirely sure where I'm going to start on this thing. This is kind of new for me. So it's probably going to be start taking stuff off and checking it out and rebuilding it. I have this climber manual, which I've been told is one of the best manuals to work on and rebuild. And I have the original service manual, which is nice too. You guys are gonna be along for the ride. We're gonna learn all this stuff together, and I'm really excited to record some of it, to make some mistakes, show you guys stuff I make mistakes on, stuff I learned from, try and clean it up as best I can. It's all the chrome and aluminum is pretty pitted and gross, but it has potential, and I'm really excited to put it back together and get my dad back on two wheels. That's really the goal of this whole thing, is to learn some stuff myself and to get him back on a bike. So I'm excited for you guys to come along for the ride, and I'm really excited to get started. So I'm going to end this video. I'm going to start pulling stuff apart, and I'm going to start recording, and I'm going to show you guys as I go along. So as always, dudes, ride safe.